It's mini bike time. Because everything's already like half on here anyways, I'm going to take all the accessories off, like these handlebars and the wheels, and then I'm going to slap down a fresh coat of spray paint. Alrighty, booger boys, we got this thing stripped and flipped. Now I'm going to give her a little scuff with some sandpaper, and then we're going to spray it outside. Also, we're trying to do a new thing. I got DJI action camera over here on the left and my phone over here on the right. So we're trying to film for both YouTube and TikTok at the same time. We'll see how this works. Here we got what I believe is a GC190 or a GC160. There's some really questionable things going on with this engine. Some sort of very janky torque converter, a centrifugal clutch, which is extremely knackered. So I'm going to take off this. It's missing the carburetor, so we're going to have to find something that'll go on there. On a scale of 1 to crackheadery, this thing's about an 8. Some really janky stuff going on. I don't even really think I want to waste my time with this. So what I'm going to do is, just for curiosity's sake, I'm going to see if I can pull this thing over and what it's going to do. So I'm going to spray some juice in there. Wow, well that's a Christmas miracle right there. I did not expect it to go. Still not worth using. Yeehaw! Well, hot diggity dog, check it out. I really don't know what this thing is. It might be a hog tie. It might be a big hog. It might be a AJS. It may be a Massimo. Who knows? It's a freaking big wheel mini bike, so who cares? It's looking pretty good. Got everything on there. Well, kind of. So time to put the engine on. Alright, well I got the shortest extension I could find. We're gonna do a quick governor removal and a low oil sensor removal, because we don't want those on our mini bike. Have I drained the oil out of this yet? No ma'am. Alright, I was told that this engine came off a pressure washer, which can be really hit or miss on the engine condition. Not too bad, actually. Might just save that for later. Alright, why do you want to take a governor off? Well, because the governor makes the engine, keeps the engine from revving up too high, and we want to rev up as high as possible. And then the reason you take off the low oil sensor is because if you're really ripping around corners and your oil sloshing around in there, then it might shut off your engine. So don't be a pansy. Take that engine apart and get off your governor. Easy peasy. I broke my gasket. Get your eyeballs up here so close you can get your eyes wet. Here's what you do. Crank it over. You can take the camshaft off if you want. There's a little bolt that's here and a little bolt that's there. Get those ripped off, and then we're going to cut this wire. Alright, after we got this thing Yankee Doodled off there, done. Now we're going to turn our attention to this Long John Silver's right back in here. This is the governor arm. Goes all the way up to the top. And I forgot I need to take off the gas tank first. Alright, once you take off this nut on the governor arm, you're going to get a flathead and pry this until it comes off. Boom. Now there's a little cooter pin here. Gone. Alright, now you're just gonna hop on your grinder, not that grinder, and chop off this little nubbin off the top. Cover your eyes. And just like that, governor arm removed. Alright, the next thing you're gonna do is you're gonna get this part of the governor off. How you do it is it sits down in there on a shaft, and there's this tiny little C-clip pin holding it on. You just take a flathead screwdriver, bash it on this little pin until it comes off the little groove in there, and then you can pull the whole thing off. And that's it. Governor removed. And about this hole here, what I did was I found a screw that's just a little bit too big and threaded it in there, jammed it in there nicely. And now it's time to put this engine back together. Well, this portion of it at least. Okay, it's the next day. I did some off-camera knackering, and check it out. Got the throttle cable all wiggled on here. Got a little clamp for the throttle cable. The end goes through this little other little clamp doodad. Now I can pull on this. Boom. We got everything put back on. We're flinging freaking clamps everywhere. We're gonna throw on this pod filter because everyone knows pod filters at least 10 horsepower. Guard turned on, fuel is on. Let's pull her over and see what happens. I guess we'll choke them. Whoa! Jumping jelly beans. This thing's wobblier than a cooked goose. Something ain't right. Well, here's your reminder. You gotta put the engine together correctly, or else it won't work. There's a little white line here. It has to line up with this hole. So, we're gonna take this back out. I can't believe I did that. That is an amateur move right there. Now, we should be ready to scoot. Time to add oil. Gonna get some oil in here, about 20 ounces. This is high mileage, just like some of you. Well, like a friggin' idiot, I didn't plan ahead very well. Never even checked to make sure this engine fits on here. The exhaust is thoroughly in the way, so looks like we're making a custom exhaust now. Ding dong. Ta-da! Alright, check it out. Just threw this together. Just some temporary welds for right now. Hot tamales. That is a sick exhaust. Yeah, we're gonna slap this thing together. Just slap down some of the ugliest welds you've ever seen, but you know what they say. Grinder and painus makes you the welder you anus. Alright, hold on to your socks and plug your ears, because this thing's going to be loud, and I'm very excited. First start, new exhaust, mounted on the mini bike. Let's go. Woo! Shooting. It's sounding a little weird. Alright, I am a Royal Dingus. Took the car apart again, cleaned it, still wasn't going. Then I took the side cover off again because I figured I probably did something dumb. And turns out I did. I put the camshaft on wrong. The little, there was a little marker line. That wasn't it. There was a dot on the main crankshaft. It's supposed to line up with the camshaft. And now, check it out. Well, maybe. Alright, I got this interesting torque converter salvaged from the other engine that I think was on here eventually. I believe this is the actual torque converter setup from the Baja, and right away, I don't know, oh there we go. Okay, we're scooting, I think we're gonna fit. Alright, I just went to the hardware store, got some hardware for a rear axle. Washers, boom, lock washers, boom, and some new nuts. Also, pretty pleased with this one. I only have one of these. I found these jalopies that I think should work nicely. They fit right on the axle, like that, and they're pretty good, cheap little chain, or little axle tighteners, so check it out, not a bad idea. Check it out, boys. This thing's looking like a miniature Harley. We got centrifugal clutch going to jack shaft sprocket going to this sprocket going to the wheel, and it's looking pretty clean. The other thing is, I don't know why they basically put honey on these freaking chains. They are so sticky, and I got covered in grease. Greasier than a Christmas pig, they say. Okay, we're getting the throttle all wiggled on here. I don't know. This is supposed to be something, I don't really know, so we're going to skip it. If you don't know what something is, just don't worry about it. We're getting the throttle cable all threaded on here. Then this little Jimmy Bob, plastic Jimmy Bob, goes like that. Now this is gonna sit on here like that, and that goes on there like such. Come on, come on. Okay, and then a little bit of that, a little bit of that. Come on. Oh, of course. Okay, we are making good progress here. Once I get this on, we can get it a little bit, get this cable tucked away. Shoot. I think we're gonna go. This thing looks so freaking cool. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not disappointed. I'm pretty impressed with this thing. Everything looks great except for the seat. Not sure what I really want to do with the seat, but for now, I think it's time to see if this thing will scoot. Let's go. Let's go down to the road. Well, here's one last walk around just in case this thing breaks. Here's what it used to look like. Man, I like that chain setup. Okay, set you guys down. We're scooting! Well, that's gonna freaking do it on this Baja mini bike build. I'm pretty freaking pleased with it. Just took it on a top speed run and got a whopping 30 miles an hour scooting. Well, really not that fast, but with the stock gear reduction system, I feel like that's not too bad. That's probably all these are meant to do. Thanks for following along. Go check out our merch. Time to build another mini bike. Love you guys. Bye.